is my scent of the day. It's called Ora Sublime by Bijon Parfums, German-based indie perfume house. The perfumer is Cecile Zarokian. You may have heard of her. You can look her up on Fragrantica to see what else she's done. So today, it's Ora Sublime for me. It's an extract parfum, which means it's very, very strong, and I've worn it quite a few times now, but I'm going to wear it this time and review it for you. It's predominantly an vanilla fragrance, but there's lots of other things going on that make it much more interesting. We'll come to that. I'll talk to you about it a little bit more once I get to work, or maybe after work.
So here we are for a little update. I've actually been wearing the fragrance all day long, and I'm now parked at the gym, so my working day is over. It's 5 p.m. and the fragrance is still gently wafting around, actually giving me a little aura of a beautiful, beautiful, soft, powdery, resinous, vanilla gorgeousness. But that is not enough information for you, really, as far as a review goes. I did do a little spray on my hand about an hour or two ago, just to remind myself of the opening. And when you first spray the fragrance, so if I take the perfume and smell like that, you get a sharp-ish citrusy opening. Orangey, maybe bergamot, maybe slightly lemony too. Just a really nice sharpish citrus, but combined with a really beautiful sweet vanilla and powder and almost a wisp of smoke. But that citrusy element does fade, it subsides gently, and I actually prefer it once the citruses are more toned down. What I'm loving is the powdery, gentle sweetness of it. So this is not a foodie vanilla. It doesn't smell like the sort of vanilla you put into your cupcake mixture. It's more like, I don't know, it's just bloody perfect. It's actually perfect. It is fast becoming one of my favourite fragrances, and it is absolutely one of the best things I've smelt this year. I'd say it's one of the best things that I've smelt this year. Definitely top 3. Everything new that is new to me that's come out this year, this is something special. But I need to give you a little bit more information. I didn't make any notes today, bad me, so I'm going to wear it again, take some notes, and I'll give you some final thoughts. But for now, just know that it is bloody beautiful. It's exceptionally special. It lasts very, very well, and it does give you a good projection. It's not a beast, but it is consistently projecting out enough to make sure that anyone that comes near you is going to catch a whiff. And I felt very, very confident today that I smelt very, very good. So I'll be back in just a tick with some further info for you.
So here is my final and much more intensive review of Ora Sublime. So here's Ora Sublime. That's the cap. That is really, really heavy. And that is a 50 milliliter extract de parfum bottle. I'm going to show you how it sprays and how it doses on your skin. So what it does is it gives you exactly the amount that you need. 2 or 3 of those is all you need, and I love that. It's an extract parfum. We don't want it hosing out loads and loads of juice. It's unnecessary. In particular, the way this one behaves, that is a perfect amount for one wrist. You could do one on the other wrist, 1, 2 up here, and you will have a really, really gorgeous halo glow around you all day long. So I love that about that bottle. I don't normally go on about packaging or the spray or whatever, but I feel that's really something you should be aware of. It's a really, really perfect dosing extract parfum bottle. Okay, now I've written some notes. Please bear with me. I will be glancing down at my notes because I really wanted to do this fragrance justice, because I think it is that special that it needed time for me to sort of really make some extensive notes, and that's what I've done. Quite a lot. Bear with. Okay, so it opens up really, really sharp, juicy bergamot and lemon, but it only takes a few seconds and then it kind of changes, it morphs a little bit, and the vanilla starts to come in. So you don't notice vanilla immediately. The vanilla creeps in and suddenly it smells a little bit like a lemon meringue pie. But that lemon meringue pie doesn't actually hang around that long either. In fact, it hangs around about as long as a lemon meringue pie would hang around if it was sitting in front of me right now. It would last about as long as it would take me to eat it. And then it changes again. So just going into the lemon meringue pie now on that particular part of my body. So it's kind of a slightly orangey lemon meringue pie, because the bergamot can be orangey in scent as well. And the curd of the lemon meringue pie quickly softens and smooths and rounds itself out and starts to mingle with the puffy cloud-like vanilla. The vanilla is powdery, but it's not super sweet. It's not that sweetened, sugar added. There's no added sugar to this vanilla. The citruses gently subside into the background, and the vanilla starts to gain a little bit of momentum, becomes more of the star player, but you barely realise that the citruses are slowly tiptoeing away. Now, after some time, powdery resins join in the party. There is a note of benzoin in here, and it's not a strong benzoin note, but you can just about detect it in a general powdery resinous feel that's joined in with the cloudy, puffy, fluffy vanilla. And the feel is dreamlike. It's soft and feathery and floaty. It's absolutely delirious. It is delirium. It is gorgeous. Now, the sweetness of the vanilla does increase slightly throughout the wearing. It's very tantalizing. It feels like a magic spell, this fragrance. It feels like a potion that has been created to draw people to you, an attraction potion, because it is that gorgeous. If there was some kind of bump around this, some kind of marketing bump about there being witchcraft or magic spells, I would totally fall for it. If they said this was ancient recipes for spells of attraction that have been reincarnated, I would actually believe in it, because that is how attractive this smell is, certainly to my nose anyway. So as time goes by, now we're talking quite a few hours in, I start to notice a floral element, only a little hint of it. It to me smells a little bit like if you mixed gardenia with ylang ylang, a touch waxy and very exotic, a bit heady but not overtaking anything else. It is just slightly noticeable. Now, in terms of floral notes listed, we only have hedione, which is a synthetic, slightly jasmine-like smell. Now, I do have some hedione upstairs and it's gorgeous, but it's very, very subtle. So I'm not sure if it's coming from the hedione or if it's just some kind of magic trickery, but it does smell really, really gorgeous and kind of like a little bit of a white floral element to it. But it is not the main player at no point, and it doesn't hang around mega long either. There is the merest hint of some smoke, a little wisp of smoke that seems to curl in at times, along with that lovely floral exotic element. And as time goes by, this fragrance, it really changes and develops on your skin, but it's not in like a big roller coaster way. It just gently folds along, and the vanilla does eventually concede the starring role and allows the resins and the exotic dry woods to start to share that limelight. Now, the woody note that I get takes around about, on my skin, it takes around about 7 to 8 hours ish before I really notice it. And the wood to me smells like a sandalwood. It reminds me a little bit of the sandalwood from Samsara in Guerlain. However, it's not so loud and strong. It is very, very subtle, but you can smell it if you are examining the fragrance close up like I have been. And it is gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. The lovely woodsiness along with the powdery resins and the vanilla, absolutely stunning. So the way this fragrance works for me, the way it feels, it's like a meticulously choreographed ballet. There's so many textures, there's billowing fluffy clouds, and it's feathery and soft and powdery and suede like in places. It is just utterly beautiful. I am completely in love with this fragrance. I would go on a limb and say it's probably the best vanilla fragrance I've ever smelled. I know, take a breath. It's way up there with my favourite vanilla fragrances ever. So Iris Ganache from Guerlain, Cuir Beluga, I would say it runs some parallel lines with Guerlain's Cuir Beluga in that suede-like vanilla, soft, powdery, subtly gorgeous stuff that goes on. It does share that. It's in the same ballpark also with Lune Feline from Atelier des Ors, although I'd say that Ora Sublime is slightly sweeter and has the citruses in the opening and takes a different journey in the way it kind of texturizes and changes. If you know Lolita Lempicka, the original perfume, it shares similar notes and it's in that ballpark, but Ora Sublime is just way, way, way above it because it really changes on your skin. And I love how it jumps off my skin, not to be loud and really, really overwhelming, but it really has a very, very good, strong presence. And to call it Ora Sublime, I think, is, you couldn't have a more appropriate name for a fragrance because you do have a sublime aura when you wear it. That is literally a fact. It is a fact. My aura today was sublime. I feel so gorgeous when I wear this fragrance. I feel like the best smelling person there ever was. So that's how it smells, and let's talk about price and availability. So I'll link the website below for Bijon Parfums. They're German based and they have several German based sellers that you can get it from. Some of them ship worldwide. One of them is Essenza Nobile. Many of you may be familiar with that company. They are selling it for 135 euros for the 50ml bottle, and it only comes in the one size, but you can get samples as well. So that, again, that's the 50ml bottle. And I should really show you the box that it comes in as well. Okay, so here's the box. So that is the front of the box, that's the back. And you have a pull ribbon there and it slides out, and then your fragrance. If you're someone that likes to keep it in the box, I think this is quite a nice box to have. Your fragrance will sit in there. So that concludes my review. I hope you enjoyed it, and do let me know if you've tried it or if it sounds like something you're interested in trying, and I'll see you in the next video.